Is your pesky driveway deteriorating away again? How about that drain in the basement that just keeps pulling water? Do you want to learn how to create a sustainable concrete mix design that will not only last longer than regular concrete, but will also be better for the environment? Well, then you clicked on the right video. According to Dr. John Cameron, a renowned concrete expert and professor at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, concrete is the most important material on Earth next to water. Like water, humans would not be able to survive without concrete. Mike Luker from Lightcrete Industries claims that approximately 2/3 of buildings and infrastructure are made out of concrete. I mean, concrete's even in our countertops. I guess not these countertops, but some countertops. So concrete's taken for granted, and I think that it's time to change that. That's why today I'm going to show you how to mix your own sustainable concrete. First, I'm going to give you a brief history of concrete and its importance. Then I will demonstrate how to make a simple mix design. But first, let's discuss how concrete was used in early civilization. Concrete has been used in many forms, going all the way back to Egyptian times. It started out as mixing mud with straw to form fiber-reinforced building blocks. It then evolved into mixing gypsum and lime mortar to create the pyramids. Around the same time the Egyptians were building the pyramids, the Chinese were building the Great Wall of China. However, the main ingredients were mortar and glutinous sticky rice, rather than mud and sticks. Modern concrete construction didn't start booming until the early 1900s when cement was discovered. In 1904, the first concrete high-rise building was constructed in Cincinnati, Ohio. And that's coming from Nick Gromyko from the International Association of Certified Home Inspectors. Cement was created by burning finely ground chalk with finely divided clay in a lime kiln. This process used to take days and all had to be done by hand. Now we have cement plants that bag it and distribute it for the public to use at places like Lowe's and Home Depot. Cement is one of 4 major ingredients of concrete. This is cement, the first ingredient. We also have fine aggregate, which would also known as sand. We have coarse aggregate, otherwise known as gravel. And then we have water, the last and final ingredient of concrete. Other admixtures can be mixed into concrete in order to achieve different goals. In this video, we're trying to achieve sustainability. One way to achieve sustainable concrete is to add silica fume, which is this. Silica fume is an extremely finely ground powder and is added in very small doses. Now that you know the history, let's get mixing. Although it took the Egyptians hours to mix concrete, the modern process is much more simple and efficient. For this demonstration, you'll need a large mixing bowl, a large mixing spoon, all of your ingredients, and then a container to hold your finished product in. So let's get started. So mixing concrete is kind of like cooking, right? You have all these different ingredients, you have, your utensils. So like with cooking, there's kind of a process to adding, certain ingredients before other ingredients. So in the case of concrete, it's also the same thing. So I like to first add my cement, my silica fume, and my water. So doing this is going to give me a paste that I will then be able to add my coarse aggregate and my fine aggregate. As you can see, I'm just kind of mixing things around, not doing anything too difficult at the moment. So you definitely want to add your aggregates, your coarse and your fine, very slowly. You don't want to do everything at one time. It just makes things more difficult to mix. So we'll just start out with a little bit of aggregate, kind of mix it into our paste. sand in. And our aggregate. Just, kind of mixing things around. You want everything to be, coated in the cement. You don't want like these rocks that are not coated to just, be in the concrete. And something I kind of want to cover while I'm mixing is the common misconception that cement and concrete are not the same thing. Concrete is the mixture of 4 other ingredients, while cement is just one of those 4 ingredients. So when you go out and you say, oh, I fell in the cement outside, you actually fell in the concrete. That's just my nerdness coming out, but yeah. As you can see, we're getting a really nice coating of this, an even coating of the cement on the concrete. And I think we're ready to put it into our cylinder, which is always easier with 2 people, but I will attempt with this. So once all of the concrete is put into this cylinder, what you would need to do is put it into the cure room. Now, the cure room is a temperature and humidity controlled room. It just, kind of takes out so since I'm doing this in a lab and I've learned how to do this in a lab, it takes away, the elements from outside that sort of, trying to give you a good view of this. But yeah, so just the cure room is a temperature and humidity controlled room. And you'll leave your concrete in there from anywhere from 7 to 28 days. And the timing is just based on how strong you want your concrete to be. The longer you leave it in the cure room, the temperature, humidity controlled room, the stronger that it'll be. So as you can see, this is our concrete. It's filled in this cylinder, so the next thing I would do is go put it into the cure room, but I'll kind of skip that step. So yeah, like I mentioned before, mixing concrete is just like cooking. You've got your ingredients, you've got your materials, and you mix them all together to make a finished product. Now, I may not be able to cook anything more complicated than toaster waffles, but I can mix concrete, so that should count for something, right? So today we investigated how to create a sustainable concrete option. First we looked at the history and the importance of concrete, and then I showed you how to mix your own design that you can use at home. So if you're tired of hearing your dad complain about the cracks in the driveway or all the water in the basement, you can now go to the store and get the materials you need to fix it, while also keeping a low impact on the environment. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I always love proving my dad wrong. So go out there and mix some concrete. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this video.